What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we're going through some on-chain analysis. Very important to understand where we're at in the current cycle and what is to come in the coming months. These are very important metrics that you need to understand, guys, so make sure to stay tuned in this episode. But most importantly, where is Bitcoin here? Looking at the chart, we are holding a $29,000 range, which is the value area high of this trading area that we had in between March and June, holding very nicely. Is this zone going to hold? And we are going to see some pumpy action in the coming weeks. Well, the most important thing is the strongest resistance and support levels that we need to pay attention to in the coming days, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. Before we dive into this very important on-chain analysis, guys, I want to let you know the World Series of Trading has still got 2 weeks. We're ranked 40 out of 860 teams. We still have a high chance to be in the top 10. If you join my team, you're in for a giveaway of an iPhone 14, guys. Join my team, sign up with a link in the description and just do a bit of trading. You are in for the giveaway, okay? The giveaway is only going to be from a few hundred people from my team, so you got a high chance to win the iPhone, guys. Now, this is still ongoing. We are fighting for that piece of the cake of 8 million US dollar tether. Diving in here straight into the on-chain analysis, guys. Realized profit loss ratio. This, what it means is that a lot of people for the last few months that bought Bitcoin in between 40,000, 50,000, okay, last year are in a massive loss. They have been in a loss here for many months, okay, as we were having that bear market of 2022. And I want to let you know, where we are in this cycle and what is to come in the coming months. As you can see, there is a big ratio of loss, okay, from investors, people that have been buying Bitcoin very expensive the last couple of years. Then, of course, this means that the cycle is resetting. Every time we have this realized loss from a lot of investors, then, of course, there is a market cycle reset. As you can see here in 2015, entering into 2016, this was the bear market back in the day from the previous cycle. You can see, as you can see right there on the chart, that as we entered this loss ratio, we entered a massive bull run straight after the halving, which was in 2016. Now, after that cycle, of course, peaking in December of 2017, we entered a massive bear market. And of course, a lot of investors bought at $10,000, $15,000. And of course, they were in a massive loss back in 2018 and 2019. Now, that is a reset of the cycle. Something similar happened, of course, last year, where a lot of people bought Bitcoin very expensive, $40,000, $50,000, even $60,000. Now, of course, the last few months, we've been in a massive loss, all of those investors that bought late. And right now, there has been that reset of the cycle. Remember, we do have the halving in April, May of 2024. We've had the reset of the cycle. Many people, many investors that bought Bitcoin are in a loss as well at current levels. Not everybody is in a profit, meaning that this is a cycle reset. Yes, no doubt that we could have that volatility. We could have a black swan event before the halving. No doubt that could happen, just like what happened here back in 2020, where we had the market cycle reset, but we dip all the way down here into a very strong loss ratio. This was back in 2020. So we did pump here very nicely in the bear market, and then we had, a massive corrective move with the black swan event, no doubt. But after that, okay, once the halving kicked in, we entered a huge, massive run. So all of those dips that are going to happen from the next coming months, okay, on Bitcoin is just going to be a great buying opportunity. Whether it goes to $25,000 or $20,000, it will likely be bought back up very quickly. Just so you can understand, we already seen the market cycle reset, giving this loss ratio, okay, very, very down here in the red. Now, taking a look at this other on-chain data, the sell side risk ratio. The sell side risk ratio means that, once we are at these current levels after the bear market cycle, this means that the risk in massive selling pressure is very, very low. Of course, at the market tops, okay, once you break an all-time high and the market goes parabolic, the sell side risk ratio is very, very high here, as you can see in the yellow, right? We can see this purple horizontal line, and we got this blue one right there. When we are beneath the purple one, it's always a great buying opportunity. The selling pressure is going lower and lower, and if you surpass this blue horizontal line, it means that, of course, the market is overbought and the selling pressure could be very, very large, as there's a lot of people in profits. So right now we're at these lows. As you can see, current sell side ratio is 0.019%. 1%. We haven't seen this low, okay, since the cycle of 2015, 2016. As you can see, we could only see a big, massive recovery, as you can see on the price action. Every time we at those lows, we can see that the market is bottoming out and it enters a massive recovery months after this situation. We are currently at this zone, guys, meaning that the selling pressure is very, very low and the more upside is more likely in the coming months. Diving in here straight into the Bitcoin price, what we can see, of course, is that we are holding very nice, a very strong support level. What support level? Well, basically it's the value area high from the price action we had in between March and June. So we have a massive wall of huge volume right over here, as you can see, holding very nicely the price of Bitcoin. This is the 29K level. We can get a few $100 dip, okay, beneath this level because of the volatility. But as you can see, it's only wicks and it's holding very, very nicely. What are the most probability scenarios? Well, of course, this level is holding. So if you try and get into a long position from these lows, it is definitely an option. But going here to the lower time frames, what we need to understand is, yes, that we are getting, very choppy action. We have been in a downtrend here for the last few weeks. However, the volume is stronger to the upside. This red volume, no, because this is in the middle of nowhere. It's not inside of the downtrend, but there's higher volume on the upside here than this downtrend. We can see that volume is going lower and lower, meaning that we do have slightly more higher probability in having a spike here in green volume and having continuation to the upside. Of course, we could retest the lows again and then recover. That is definitely a possibility here, guys. So we just need to trade the chart and the levels. I cannot say here for certain that we are going to hit this high from this and this is the bottom. We don't actually know. We try and detect those bottom levels as we get those wicks, okay, and consolidations. We were long in this level over here and long in also right over here. So will there be another retest of these lows? Well, that is definitely a possibility, guys. Taking a look at the higher time frames, there could be a possibility here of testing this low range again and then having a massive pump. Now, how we want to detect this is that that's going to be a fake out. If I do zoom in here onto the daily chart, yes, we have this support trend line from higher lows being respected very, very nicely. So if we dip down beneath this level, it needs to be on high volume. That is the moment that we need to be very much aware. If we drop beneath the lows of this range at 28,500 with a significant amount of volume, with a large move like this, okay, we want to see that spike in red volume. That is going to be a bearish sign. No doubt that continuation to the downside is likely till we find the next big support level. Biggest support level in the higher time frame, 27,200 range, where we have a monthly level, and it's the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot low here to the pivot high of the pump, right, as you can see here. So yes, high volume on the breakdown of this level could mean that continuation to the downside could happen till we find a bottom. We'll be very much aware in detecting that bottom, all right, in the Legends community. Of course, if you want those scalping day trade scenarios, guys, remember the Legends community is live. We do post every single day. We've got Sam as a coach there as well, providing setups, levels every single day as well, such as myself. And the latest one, of course, was this low right over here that happened very early this morning, hitting that point of control of this entire range, as you can see, and having that failed breakdown from this low. We talked about this a few days ago. I said, hey, come on, we have a point of control here. We got a potential scalp day trade setup. It was very boring during the weekend, but we were very much aware of that low being hit, and that low, as soon as it was going to recover above the point of control, we had the low as a stop loss, a potential long here to come back up to the highs, and that is very much what is happening today, as you can see. So basically, wicking beneath here, this low over here, and getting that pump. So we had the low here, we wick beneath the level. As soon as you come up, you got a nice potential long, and of course we are hitting a little bit of resistance. But as you can see, how powerful that point of control of this zone is reacting right now here at this price action. So beautiful long position provided during the weekend here, waiting. It was very boring. People, are impatient. They want to get into trade. We get that plan ready, and you can see right there that that long setup was very much provided in the Legends community. I missed out on this trade because it was at 3 o'clock in the morning Central European time. I didn't hear my mobile for that setup. But overall, we provide that information on the Legends, guys. If you want to join, you have the link in the description if you want those daily updates and setups, okay? Having those plans. Remember, when we're trading, we plan very well and we have risk management. That is what is provided here in the Legends community. So dive in here with the price of Bitcoin. Like I said, if we do get that breakdown with a large amount of volume, we'll be eyeing, okay, much larger support levels, such as that monthly, okay, at 27,200. We're still very far away. So the possibility of a failed breakout from this low is still very possible, okay? Something that we need to pay attention. I've got an alert all the way down here at the lows, just so we do, just so I do get that alert. If we do see that price action to the downside, I will be getting the alert on the phone. If there is large volume and when the price action is continuing to the downside, I am not interested in that long setup, of course, looking here at the higher time frames. But if we do wick beneath this level and we do get that recovery, I am very much interested in seeing that reaction and potentially jumping into a long position, because then what could happen is all of these lower highs right over here could be claimed, and that would be our potential target, all right, for that potential swing trade. Now, yes, we talked about the levels here to the downside, but what is the strongest resistance? Are we going to see another higher high? Because we were very much predicting here this price action to the downside since we created this high over here. It was a higher high, so we're creating lower lows and lower highs, and this was our first higher high, locally here, and we were predicting very much this being a higher low. And also there was a great shorting opportunity provided here with the masterclass here from the people that purchased the modules. So basically what we're seeing right now, okay, is the price of Bitcoin holding the point of control of this range. So no doubt there is a possibility we could hold this level. The long setup was already provided. It was all the way down here. I would be defensive. Could we back test this zone, okay, consolidate and get a pump? Absolutely, yes. It is still definitely a possibility. That point of control of this range is extremely strong. So no doubt we can hold and pump from this level to come here to claim the highs, or at least have an attempt to claim the highs over here. So that is another higher time frame range, guys, that we need to pay attention. It's full of strong levels here that we do have. Point of control from this entire range, we were very much knowing that this level could get rejected. Point of control of this range, very strong resistance. As you can see, we also had that weekly level, and we also have a monthly level right over here at this zone. Now that monthly level, if we do go to the monthly time frame, I'm going to explain it right away. Why is it a monthly level? It is basically monthly close and open that we do have here from June and July. That is sitting at $30,450 approximately. So no doubt that that zone could be extremely strong resistance. There could be a liquidity grab above this zone. That is the level that I am waiting for a potential swing short position. It might take a few days for a corrective move, but no doubt it's a very strong level. Claim that liquidity above this level, hitting the monthly, and also hitting a great Fibonacci from pivot high to the pivot low. That 618 is slightly above, so it's a very high confluence zone. I think that 618 potentially cannot be hit, but overall 50% and getting above this level with the monthly and then getting the rejection for a corrective move is very, very possible, okay? So that is the best levels that I do see available above the high here at $30,250. For a failed breakout, there's a lot of resistance, just $200 above that level. We got a monthly level, so the possibility of a rejection here is very powerful. And also, we do have the lows right there also for a failed breakout. The volume reading is going to be extremely important, guys, because if there is high volume on the breakdown here and we do not get any type of reaction, there will be no longs taken at this level. I would be expecting lower levels. However, if the volume is very low on this move, very similar to the volume that we've had for the last few days, then of course I would think that this is going to be a liquidity grab, fake out, and I would be ready to long, okay? So those are the higher time frame level of resistance and support. Of course, on the lower time frames, we do have many other levels. If you want those daily updates, okay, with scalping, day trade scenarios, levels, just like the one provided here during the weekend here, where we talked about, hey, this point of control could get a nice reaction, you know, failing to break out the low created and having a nice run to the upside. You want to join the Legends community, guys. There is where we post, okay, what is happening, looking at the volume, looking at the new levels, all right? Here on YouTube, we talk about more higher time frame scenarios and what are the possibilities, okay, for those potential swing trade updates. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.